Hello, most definitely welcome to another edition of the program. This is Counter Diary. We are telling the untold stories of Liberia. My name is Simano Wakoti. You can call me Mr. Raw. And in today's edition, we are in Ghana, Accra, Ghana, and to be precise, we are at the University of Ghana. You know, right here, you see this is the physics department of the University of Ghana. And yeah, so we're going to talk to a Liberian who is also a lecturer here. He has been all over the place, making sure that he's carrying on some level of education. Keep watching Counter Diary. We are telling the untold story of Liberia. Okay, folks, so you already know, I told you that we are today in Ghana, and to be precise, we are at the University of Ghana, and we have a lecturer from Liberia, Dr. Hughes. He's going to be telling us more about his life, his journey to, to other countries, and then finally to Ghana, and then tell us exactly how he got to where he is today. So again, Dr. Hughes, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Emmanuel, for having me on your show. My name is Dr. Allison FLEX HUGHES. I'm a Liberian, and I work with the University of Ghana. I'm a senior lecturer in the Department of Physics at the University of Ghana. My area of specialization is environmental physics. I've worked in studying the quality of air in Accra, in other cities around Africa, and I'm also involved in climate change and also serve as a consultant for the Liberia EPA. Well, my journey to Ghana started somewhere in 1990. To be precise, October 3rd, I arrived in Ghana as a result of the Liberian Civil War. And I went to the refugee camp where I stayed until I got admission to the University of Ghana in 1992. It was a very tough time, especially at that time when we didn't have money. But I'm grateful to the United Nations High Commission for Refugee, who granted me a scholarship to pursue my undergraduate studies. And after my undergraduate studies, graduating as the top of my class, I was then asked to pursue the master's degree in physics.
Stay at the University of Ghana?
Yes, just at the University of Ghana. So I served 1 year after my study as a national service person or a teaching assistant in the Department of Physics. And then I enrolled to do my master's. And my master's, I was in the area of renewable energy, so solar photovoltaics. And I completed my master's degree, and because it was a very good degree, I was also then asked to apply to become a lecturer in the Department of Physics, which I did. And so I started teaching in the Department of Physics from August 1st, 2002. So actually this year has made me 20 years teaching in this department.
Wow, so this is interesting, from a refugee camp and to becoming a lecturer. So let's go back to Liberia. Which school did you attend in Liberia? I mean, where were you staying before, prior to the war?
Yeah, prior to the war, I was born in Yekepa, but I grew up in Monrovia, and I stayed in Seytown. I attended the St. Patrick's High School. That's where I graduated from in 1985. St. Patrick's, and then after my graduation, enrolled at the University of Liberia, where I enrolled to study a combined degree of electronics and electrical engineering.
Then how did you switch to physics?
Well, the switch to physics came about because when I came to Ghana, the University of Ghana was the institution that was willing to gave admissions to Liberian refugees. And so at the time, there was no engineering degree being offered at this university. And so I decided to do something close to engineering, which was physics. And that's how come I ended in doing a PhD in physics.
So I want to get an understanding of your activities in Ghana and how was life like? During those days, coming to the refugee camp. How was it like for you, moving from the refugee camp, coming to school? How was it like?
Yeah, it was a very tough time because, as you are aware, during the war, we were here and the war was still ongoing. I didn't know where my parents were. I didn't know where my siblings were. I came with just one of my siblings and my mother. My father, I didn't see him until he passed. So we got separated. And so it was quite a challenging time, especially, trying to, put your life back. And we didn't have any counseling to say that you were being counseled as a result of the trauma that we experienced during the Civil War. So we had to counsel ourselves, students from Liberia who enrolled in this university. We were actually our brother's keeper. We encouraged each other. Most time we were always listening to the BBC to see what was happening in the country, hoping, praying that the war will eventually end so that we will go back to school. Because at the time I was in my final year when the war came and left with just a semester to graduate. So I had to come back and start, school all over. I had done 4.5 years in the University of Liberia, So it was a tough time. But I mean, once you are a Christian and you believe that God is always there for you, that was what kept me going. And so when I came and saw that, the war was still being prolonged, I decided to just see how best I could, foster my educational, journey instead of just sitting down at the camp, doing nothing.
And somebody would say, you have been a mentor to a lot of us, including myself. And how do you relate to Liberians who, you guys were all at the camp? Maybe every one of you guys were at the camp, and then later moved to Accra.
Yeah, we always went back to the camp during vacation. We organized ourselves into an organization called LISA, Liberian Students Association.
Okay, thank you. But by the way, before we go, there came a time I was in Ghana myself as the PRO.
Yeah, so
also university.
Yeah, so LISA was founded in my room, actually. So we came and a number of Liberians admitted and thought that we should put ourselves together to be able to find a way of associating and also fostering our interests, because at the time, a number of us were fortunate to get scholarships from the UNHCR, but others did not have. And so with whatsoever allowance we got, we tried to share with other colleagues and try to lobby to see if they could also, get admissions. And sometimes they were giving admissions, but no scholarships. So we had to contribute towards, paying some of the fees. And then we went back to the camp during vacation to organize vacation classes for the school at the Buduburan camp, and then also help to tutor, prospective applicants to the University of Ghana and then Kwame Nkrumah University, so that they would be able to understand what was necessary for the interviews and also the assessment examinations. And I have also been involved with education on the camp. The late Bishop Augustus Mawie came and took the 6 of us who were doing our masters to help him establish a training school at the Buduburan camp, commonly called Ahead Training School. And so myself, Dr. Pajibo, Mr. Samuel Sunda, Daniel Kuhlman, the late Isaiah Tisley, and then Brian Sly. We met in Bishop Magwell House and tried to strategize how to get the school established. And the school was able to train thousands of Liberians, some who have gone to the United States, others are in Liberia, and a number of them were able to, further their studies with the certificates that they obtained from the Ahead Training School. And I serve as an instructor in environmental science and mathematics, and also I serve as the director for institutional development, responsible for planning strategies to, ensure that the school continue to run. So those were some of the activities that we try to get ourselves involved in. And besides that, we also have established a kind of association in Accra, which I serve as the chair of the board of directors.
Is it a ULAC?
It's called ULAC, United Liberian Association in Ghana. Okay. The president is Mrs. Julia Riches. So we've been trying to, get Liberians to be able to be good ambassadors whilst we remain in Ghana. We have also worked with other sister organizations in the United States and Europe, in pursuing the dual citizenship process, which have finally been passed. So I think that is something that we are very proud of, and we thank the legislatures, we thank the senators, the president, and all those who have been instrumental in getting this bill passed.
So I want to know, how was it like the integration process for you coming into from Liberia to Ghana? How did you get into the system?
Yeah, it was a kind of tough because I had not been, out of Liberia before the war.
Okay.
And coming into a country that I was a total stranger to, it took quite a while to get adjusted. But fortunately, Ghana is an English-speaking country, and so we're able to integrate a bit faster than if we had to go to a country to learn the language. Yes, Ghana, the local language was also a barrier, but with English, you could be able to communicate. Getting settled down, we started off living in tents, and then later we had to go and find some mud and what we call dubbed a house. So we built our own houses at the refugee camp, and then after which I had to leave and come to stay on the University of Ghana campus. That was also a challenge because, as you're aware, we had left Liberia and had not been in school for close to 2 years. And so coming back to study was a bit challenging, but by God's grace, we were able to, settle down very fast. And as I said, I graduated top of my class. Someone who had not been in school for 2 years and sitting in class with people who had just come from their, secondary school. So it was a challenge, but by God's grace, we surmounted the challenge, and we are where we are today. We try to, be law-abiding, try to ensure that we are good citizens of Liberia, ambassadors of Liberia here, try to ensure that, we maintain a cordial relationship between Liberians and Ghanaians, and we also have a strong relationship with the Liberian embassy in Ghana. So we often consult them when there are issues concerning Liberians, and especially with ULAC, we try to also work with the embassy when there are crises in terms of, differences between Liberians and Ghanaians, Also, we try to also look out for some Liberians who have been unfortunate to be put into prison and try to see how best we can, ensure that they get proper legal, assistance, and if possible, see how possible they can spend, the rest of their time back in Liberia, instead of being in a Ghanaian jail. So we've tried to work on several activities concerning the welfare of Liberians in this country. And we are hopeful that things, will get a bit better than, what it used to be in the past.